Hi, my name's Aisha and welcome back to a new video on my channel. In today's video I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different because it's not going to be a home-based project. I'm actually going to be showing you a project that I worked on for a company. It's an interior design project that I did in London. So the company that I did this project for is a social enterprise, and what they do is they help people within the Black community with their mental health. They'd recently acquired some office space in London and it was looking a little bit run down, and they wanted an interior designer to basically just transform it so that they could use it maybe for like one-to-one counselling services or group counselling as well. And they wanted to be able to do other things there like book clubs, movie nights, like training sessions, and also have it be a workspace for the staff to use as well. So there's a lot that needed to go on in this one little room, and the one thing they wanted to focus on as well was that they wanted it to feel unapologetically Black, so that the people that use their services would have a place where they feel comfortable and like it seems familiar to them. They wanted it to be as comfortable as possible, and so it was supposed to look more like a living room than an office, and so you'll see as the video goes on what it ended up looking like. A lot of the products used in this space will be maybe familiar to you or recognisable because they're just from your companies that anyone can access, and that's because although the budget was really healthy for just one room, they need a lot to go on in this room, and so they needed a lot of core pieces of furniture to be able to make the room functional for them. And also they needed some technology, so they needed like a projector to be mounted and things like that. So yeah, the budget had to stretch, and so that's why everything will be familiar. So there's nothing flashy or bespoke in this room, it's just things that you can access. One thing I did try to do as well is, because obviously this company is a Black owned company, it's to support Black people with their mental health. What I tried to do as well was with some of the decor pieces, I tried to source them from small businesses, again within the Black community, so it kind of like all flows together. So that was quite nice to be able to do that. There were some people on Instagram who were wondering about wallpapering or like DIYing wallpapering, and I do some of that in this video. So if you're interested in that and you were one of those people, which I appreciate, it's been quite a few months since people were asking about it, but if you watch you'll see me doing some wallpapering, and the method that I'm using is the peel and stick. So you can get paste the wall, paste the paper, or peel and stick. This one is peel and stick. Peel and stick wallpapering is actually really good if you want a temporary solution. So it's a really quick way, easy way I think, to be able to add something to the room that's going to be like quite dramatic or add lots of visual interest. It's good for if you're not sure how long you're going to be somewhere, so maybe if you're renting and you want to do something that's not going to be like permanent, then peel and stick is the way to go, because once you put it up, when you're ready to take it down, you just peel it off and it should come off without leaving a mark. That's how it's advertised anyway. With me, I've used peel and stick wallpaper before. I used it in my last home, I've used it in the project as well, but I've not stuck around to be able to peel it off, like, because it was my own home in my last home, so I just left it there. That's how they bought the house, so I didn't peel it off, but I'm told it comes off without leaving a mark. So if you're renting, or if you're not sure, you don't want to commit to something, you like to change things up often, peel and stick is a good one. Peel and stick was a good option for this particular project because, again, the company wasn't sure how long they were going to be renting that space for. I think initially they rented it for a month, and then they were just going to see how it was going to go. And so again, in terms of buying furniture and things like that, I had to buy things that were going to be like able to just be broken down to like flat pack removable, so like Swift sofas, because you literally just pop them off and they compact down and you can move them, so whenever they're ready to leave they can just take everything off and then be on their way. So that was one of the things I had to think about in this space as well. One thing to note about this makeover is that the end shots of the project are like maybe like 95% complete, because they hadn't made a few decisions. They hadn't made a decision about the window treatment, so they had curtains, and then they wanted another option, so like maybe foils or nets or blinds. They weren't sure what they wanted, and they didn't confirm it until late, and so that's not in the final shots. And I think the projector wasn't installed then as well. So yeah, there were a couple of tweaks afterwards, but you pretty much get what it ended up being like. Before I show you the makeover, I want to say a really massive thank you to Nora, who is absolutely amazing. So she is really supportive of my stuff anyways, like she always likes my stuff on Instagram and on YouTube and watches the videos, but she also helped me with this project. So she was there at the beginning stages when I was doing the pitch for the project. It wasn't just handed to me, I had to actually pitch for it, and I was able to bounce ideas off of Nora and my mum and my sister as well, so thank you to them too. And also Nora helped me with the actual installation as well, so you'll see her in some of the videos. Also thank you to my builder, who once again dropped stuff to be able to come and like do some work for me on one day. today to help me with part of the installations. I really appreciate everyone's support because it's hard when you're just one person and you don't really have a team as such, and so when people step in and can help, then I always appreciate it, so thank you. Okay, so it's day one of the makeover and I've just arrived. I'm gonna get the stuff off the walls today and then do some painting and then prep everything ready for when the wallpaper comes and when the furniture comes and the carpet as well. Okay, so it's on to day 3. The first day we removed everything off of the walls apart from the board behind because that's going to be used for the projector, and we filled all the gaps and did all the painting, and then Nora came back on Friday, finished touching up the painting, and today I'm going to do the gloss, so the skirting boards and the window frames. Okay, so I'm going to show you the progress so far. So this is obviously the door where you come in, and then on this wall is going to be like a welcome area with like a console table, somewhere where you can just drop stuff, hang some coats, and also the logo for Black Thrive will be on the wall as well. Then we'll have some curtains, one-to-one counselling over here. And on this wall is actually going to be wallpaper, which is why you should be able to see that the paint has stopped here. Because it's going to be covered anyway. I was tempted to go all the way down to the bottom because they are not sure how long they're going to be in the space, and so when the peel and stick wallpaper comes off, then it's going to be two-tone, but I think they want it to be painted back to magnolia, so it's like, should I paint it and then just hope they say that we just get rid of the green, or should I just leave it because they probably might want magnolia? I don't know. Anyway, so that's that bit. So like I said, one-to-one counselling here, some armchairs, curtains, and sofa here. The idea is that they might watch movies and things and obviously do training. There's going to be a projector that's going to project onto there. Hopefully I can clean it off nicely so that it doesn't interfere with the projection. So that's that bit. Over here I'm going to have space for the computers to just plug in, just a little table for them as a desk and some storage. And then over this side is going to be like a long 10-seater table. Well, it's going to be a 6 to 10-seater table because it's got 3 different types of adjustment. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the same green as the green that I have at home, and it wasn't done because there was leftover paint. What it was it's obviously a space where people are coming to like improve their mental health and just get some support services, and so therapeutic spaces, there's certain colours that work well, and so blue is a colour that works well and green's also a colour that works well, but blues are quite cold, and so kind of want to warm up the space, so decided to go for this green. And you'll see when the wallpaper comes over here, it works really nicely with the wallpaper. So yeah, went out and got the same paint for them. And here, if I quickly show you this, this is going to be the flooring. So this green flooring is actually carpet tile. It's coming up. You can see here where I've just started to pull it away at it so that I can figure out what's underneath for when it gets fitted on Wednesday, and it's getting replaced with this. So it's like a mid to light grey and it's nice and soft. It's a commercial carpet, but it's nice and soft because the whole vibe in here is supposed to be like a living room. So yeah, nice and soft. Not that anyone's going to be sitting on the floor, but hey, it's going to feel comfortable. So yeah, that's it. We'll see how it develops over the next few days. Since the last time I did a video, we were putting the table together, which has stuff on it. The sofa came, which is there. Today the armchairs have come, which is good. Coffee tables and side tables are here. And today I'm just doing the wallpaper. So I know that there were quite a few people that wanted to know about how to do wallpaper. I think one wanted to know about the blue tack. This one's peel and stick, which a few people said they didn't know that peel and stick wallpaper existed. So this will be good for you to see. I'm going to do it on a time lapse because like storage on my phone and things like that. But hopefully you'll get the gist of it, and I'll kind of just talk through it before I do it so that as the time lapse goes, you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you should be able to very faintly see that there's a line that I've drawn that goes all the way across. So where the wallpaper ends is where the curtains are going to start from as well. So this whole wall is going to have the wallpaper. This is the wallpaper here. So I got it from this company here, and you can see there's 8 pieces to hang, and this is 2 of 8, and they're all labelled up nicely. I guess I'm going to have to cut this bit off, or actually I'll use the Stanley knife. It's much nicer to use a Stanley knife than like a metal ruler. Well, this is a small one, but I have a much bigger one. So yeah, a metal ruler, a Stanley knife, that's really sharp, not a blunt one. Get one that's really sharp. And but with normal peel and stick that you can get from like maybe Wayfair or online generally, you won't have this kind of stuff at the top. It will literally just start from the top of the wallpaper. But I guess because this is more like a mural, so they want to make sure that you get the pieces all in the right order so that the pattern matches up. But if it's just normal wallpaper, then it will just be the same kind of process. So this is what it's going to end up looking like. It's just an embroidery pattern. Okay, so what I've decided is that because the whole thing is peel and stick, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to match this top piece here and that bit there on all of them with the line at the top. And so this will be hanging off, but then afterwards, once it's up on the wall, I'm going to trim the top using the longer ruler, and trim the bottom as well so that it's easier rather than trying to pre-trim everything. I'll just line it up and then trim afterwards. But obviously this wall isn't as smooth, so you can see I've got trunking along there, which actually I think I'm going to go over afterwards and paint it, because I should have realised that obviously the wallpaper is going to stop there, and so this is still going to be able to be seen. Also, if you were doing this at home and it was like a proper solution that you were going to use for long term, which this room isn't going to be used in the long term, what you would do is you would switch off the electricity. And again, this is like a whole building. I don't know if this room's isolated, but you switch off the electricity, you undo the sockets and things like this on the wall. And if you take them out, then you can feed the paper behind. And so you don't get things like this happening. Because it will all be fed behind, and it gives it a nice cleaner finish. So if you're at home and you're doing it, take these off, make sure the paper goes behind. You just cut a little square and then those can go back on, and then it'll be nice and flush. So yeah, you can probably tell by my voice that I've got like a sore throat, but hey, you got to keep going. I've got work to do. This project is already overrun just because of like trying to get payments of money and stuff. Everything is done in installments, and every installment has taken longer than expected to happen. So hoping to be finished, if not tomorrow, then I think the last few things are coming on Monday. So by the end of next week, it should all be done, and hopefully I'll be able to like get some photos of it and have them actually use the space for what they want to use it for. So that'll be good. Okay, so as I fit the wallpaper, you'll probably see me standing on the top rung of the ladder, which you're not actually supposed to do. So if you read the instructions for your ladder, it probably will say don't stand at the very top. But my ladder isn't quite as tall as it could be, and the ceiling height is 3.1 meters, and so it's a bit taller than the average room. And so yeah, it's not tall enough for the job unless I stand on the top rung. So I'm gonna do it. I'm responsible for myself. You don't do it because apparently it's dangerous. Okay, so just to give you a quick close-up of what I've done. So I've lined that bit up with the pencil mark there and that bit with the pencil mark here, and then I've hung it. As you can see, it's not quite square, so as I'm going down it's going to overlap, but that will get trimmed afterwards as well. And I've not ripped the whole thing off, so I ripped off enough of the backing to be able to stick the top part down, and then as I'm going I'm peeling from behind and then smoothing everything down. So peeling a little bit, it's not coming off in one motion, so I've got two parts to peel, and then as I'm peeling, I'm then just smoothing down. As you smooth it down, you can feel for any bubbles. The key to getting wallpapering good in the first place, whether it's peel and stick, paste the wall, paste the paper, is to make sure that everything is sanded down as best as possible and that you've got as many imperfections off of the wall, because this one is actually quite forgiving. It feels very nice. It's very thick, but not all of them are. Some of them are like a shiny vinyl, and so you'll be able to see like the bumps and things. This one's actually quite matte, and because of the pattern as well, you can't see it, but as you go you should be able to feel if there are any bubbles, and you just push it out to the sides and then smooth everything down, and then peel a little bit more, and then you literally just keep going until you've got it. You make sure you've got contact with the wall as best as possible. The first bit's attached now, as you can see, and like I said, afterwards I'm going to trim the top bit off along the sides where it's not square, and also at the bottom as well. The only thing with like the remaining pieces is that you've obviously got to make sure it's level at the top, as well as maintaining the pattern as you go down, so you're going to have to match it up. This one is going to be easier because obviously it all starts with the right pattern, but if you've got a roll of like peel and stick wallpaper that's not a mural, then you have to find the pattern and make sure that it matches up, and sometimes that means that you have a bit of wastage, so you might have to start the top a little bit higher or cut some off, then start at the top and then go down, just making sure that you match up all of the colours and all of the patterns. And you have to do that quite carefully, because sometimes with wallpaper it looks like you've got the pattern that matches, but actually it's ever so slightly different, and then you have to go further down or further up to find the bit that exactly matches. So yeah, just be careful as you go along. But yeah, I'm just going to leave this on a time lapse now and finish up the other bits. Okay, so I think it's probably day 6 of installation, and the majority of the stuff is here. So the last few bits of furniture, like the branding for the company as well, and yeah, everything pretty much, rugs. There's probably like 2 more things to come tomorrow, I think, and then it will all be done once it all gets put together, because there's a lot of flat pack. You see all that packaging? Drowning in packaging at the minute. There's some more there as well. So yeah, that's today's job, is to put together as much stuff as possible. Also, I've got like the curtain poles, the curtains to put up, and yeah, just bits and pieces basically. So yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the details of putting flat pack together. It's pretty simple. You just follow the instructions in the booklet, and what I'll do is I'll show you once more of the stuff is in so that you can see the space as a whole. Okay, so Brandon's up, the console table's out, got the baskets up on the wall, but I need to put a few more pins in them. Plant, chairs and stuff. Didn't manage to do the curtains today, and that's the same. Got some art there, more there ready to go on the wall. Got the little officey bit for the projector all set up, and still need to install the projector somewhere around here. And the table just is not usable because of all the cardboard, and those are the chairs there, so pretty much there. And yeah, let's end with this part, because this is the part that's actually looking good. That's pretty much it. Like I said earlier, there were a few tweaks that had to happen to the space, so I went back and put some voiles in. That was their final choice, to just have some voiles, like sheer curtains, to be able to block out some of the sunlight and also hide some of the, you may have seen in the video, like there's weird stuff all over the window. So like there's like a weird vent in there, and there's like, it's all scratched, and like the building itself is actually about to undergo a refurbishment because it's looking a bit tatty, like pretty much everywhere. I think their office is probably the best office now. So yeah, there are a few bits that I had to hide, and we used voiles for the windows, and a couple of other things went in as well. I did go back to the space more recently because I had to do like 1 or 2 snags for them, and they seem to be getting on okay with it and using it, and yeah, no complaints. I haven't heard anything, at least, so that's good. I'd like to know what you think of the space too, so leave me your comments down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Or would you make changes here and there? Let me know what you think. If you've liked the video, then don't forget to press the like button, and also share with a friend if you think that there's something that they might be interested in, or maybe they want to learn a little bit more about how to do some wallpapering. And if you know of anyone that's looking for interior design services, whether it's virtual design or like a full installation like this one, then I won't mind you sending them my way either. Thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.